remaining in the regular season. But as you can see, put it up in the rafters, 60 wins. On there it is, right there. Fans fired up, we hear it. Spurs, 60-game winners, and we got 3 more to go in the regular season. Nate Ryan, the Lone Star legend, TJ Ford. And TJ, we had a feeling this season was going to be special. We're at 60. We can add to the tally with the 3 more home games the rest of the way. But what a magical run it's been thus far, and we're just getting going.
Oh, let's give a huge shout out to Coach Mitch and his staff for being able to get 60 wins for the first time in his career and being able to be one of the best franchises and the best teams throughout this season of going from the bottom to the top. You got to give them nothing but respect, hard work that they've been putting in, and the fans are loving 60 wins tonight.
And we're just getting started again, too. We're going to be home for the next 2 weeks because the Spurs are guaranteed to host a first-round playoff series here on either the 19th or the 20th. Tonight, Stephon Castle pacing the way, his 5th career triple-double. Obviously, Victor Wembanyama did not play in the second half as he sat with injury. Hopefully nothing serious, but Castle shouldering the load. A triple-double. Count it, 19 points, 10 rebounds, 13 assists for the UConn Husky. He's probably hustling back into the locker room to check on his Huskies in the national title game. He had 4 assists. I was talking with Luke Cornett. Every single one of Cornett's buckets was assisted by Steph. Did a great job getting into the lane, distributing, finishing. We've come to expect this, TJ, from Stephon Castle.
But Castle has been excellent this season. When Vic didn't come back in the second half, he took it on himself to continue to lead this team. And he's a guy that when you have another guy that they say is an all-star on the opposing team, he's going to bring it and he's going to accept that challenge. And tonight he was able to lead our team to a victory.
The more you watch Stephon Castle, the more you feel he has an all-NBA future ahead of him.
I mean, when you just look at the roster put together, you look at a guy that's a national champion. He comes in and he provides a winning attitude, a winning atmosphere, and he's provided to this culture. And what he's been able to do with Victor and the other guys on the team is giving them the confidence, and you know he's going to do it on both ends. And whether he's fully healthy, injured, banged up, this guy's a gamer, and he loves to play and he loves to compete.
Also in double figures tonight, out of the backcourt was Dylan Harper. I thought Harp was fantastic tonight, TJ.
Of course, when you look what he was able to do when you get shorthanded, when guys are going out, and then just look at our bench. 50 points off the bench. It's hard for any team to come in and try to beat a team if your bench is able to score that many points.
Harper pacing the way off the pond and did a great job defensively, too, I thought, on VJ Edgecombe. Here's Harp, catch and release, corner pocket. This one was to close the 3rd period. We're closing tonight's victory. More after this. In the Eastern Conference, but in the West, San Antonio gaining a half game back on OKC. Now, TJ Ford, it's very important to note these teams 3 through 5. The Lakers, the Nuggets, the Rockets currently jockeying for that 3 spot that could prove important, obviously, as the playoffs move further down the line. But right now, the Denver Nuggets trailing the Portland Trail Blazers late in the 3rd quarter. A loss would move the Nuggets a full game back in that race for the 3 spot. Also move the Portland Trail Blazers up into the 8 spot. So then it would be Suns-Blazers in the 7-8 matchup. A lot to be sorted out.
A lot to be sorted out. A lot of scenarios that can possibly happen here with 3 to 4 more games left in the season. It's going to be interesting coming down the stretch who we will actually face, because this is the NBA. And this time of the year, basketball is great, and you cannot count a win without getting on the court and actually playing that game.
I think the Lakers right now are a bit of a wild card in the standings. Obviously sitting at the 3 spot, right? But the health of Luka Doncic is in question, flying over to Europe to get a second opinion on his injury. Austin Reeves currently not in the lineup. How healthy is Los Angeles going to be in the postseason might determine who advances and who doesn't in a first-round matchup.
Yeah, they was playing such great basketball as of late, and then to kind of get these injuries late in the season right now is definitely going to make a challenge for the Lakers to figure out which seed they'll be if they can maintain and hold that 3rd spot. But you have Denver Nuggets, you have the Houston Rockets, and they're coming for that 3rd spot. So the Lakers got to try to hold on as best as they can with the injuries that they have.
Meanwhile, on the Spurs injury front, Victor Wembanyama left late in the first half with a left rib contusion. Here's a look at some of the physicality that Victor was facing. That was that first injury there, colliding bodies at midcourt. And Victor early to head back to the locker room in the first half. But Hopefully nothing serious here, TJ, with Vic. Obviously able to walk off under his own power. 3 games remaining in the regular season. Of note, Victor does need to play in one of the final 3 games. Needs to play at least 20 minutes in one of the 3 in order to still be eligible for postseason awards. And obviously we know he's a front runner in the MVP, the Defensive Player of the Year race.
Well, we obviously know that that's something that he want to achieve and he want to accomplish. He stated that. He made this case of the reasons why he should be this year's MVP. So we understand that with 1 game to be able to play and you have 3 to go, that one of those games he will suit up and be able to play and then go into the postseason very, very healthy, because that's still the ultimate goal at the same time. Is to go in the playoffs healthy, 100%, and let's see if we can win a championship.
And you know, everybody in this building knows Victor Wembanyama, it's going to take a lot to keep him from gunning for those MVP and Defensive Player of the Year awards. 3 games left here in this building in the regular season. Blazers Wednesday, Mavericks Friday, Nuggets on Sunday. De'Aaron Fox, he was a full go tonight. 13 points, 4 assists for the Fox. Recapping the Spurs.
First things first, what do you know about Victor? What can you tell us?
Nothing. That's not even placating anything. I'm not sure. I know he came back and he just didn't finish, and so at halftime I was told he wasn't coming back, and I, honest to God, I haven't heard anything else up to this point.
So clearly no sense of where it stands going forward?
No, I think it would be a positive that he felt like he could come back, and he played the last 4 or 5 minutes of the half. So that's a positive from my perspective, but I'd have nothing.
How do guys look without him? I guess it's kind of old hat, you know, them performing without him.
Yeah, I was really proud of the group. I thought we did a really good job. I thought in the first half, we got away from ourselves just in terms of style of play and identity that we want to play with. But in the second half, I thought we were great. I thought Luke stabilized the starting unit when he started the third. And I thought everybody participated in really trying to play our identity and our pace. And the small ball lineup played well, obviously, when Luke went out, to make sure that we didn't overplay him. And Carter and Keldon fought their butts off. And I thought Keldon did a great job fronting and making them fight for catches and pushing their offense out into the operating area.
It's been the key that Dylan, with his outside game, and you always had confidence that that was going to come around for him.
Yeah. He's an extremely talented young player, and he's now getting 79 games in this league that has allowed his talent to start to mirror and balance some experience to a certain extent in terms of pattern recognition and execution and what we want from him and things that he can look to expect on the floor, whether that's from the opposition or his teammates or from what the staff is looking for from him. And he's done a great job in just developing and taking it in stride, and he's extremely talented. So as he continues to work hard and put energy in the right places, I have no hesitation he'll continue to improve.
He has sort of rookie wall probably around the part of the schedule that kind of reflected the end of the college schedule. And then since then, he's been one of the best rookies in the league. He's been one of your best players. What do you think it is about hitting that marker of the season and having some struggles, and then just him being able to come out the other side of it better than ever?
I think whenever a player goes through a rough patch, rightfully so, it gets probably a little bit overblown. I think if any human played a season as long as the NBA, they're going to go through a rough patch. And so when people do, they look for the why, and that's because they're competitive and they want to get back to operating at the standard and level they're used to. And I think, again, it just shows his growth, whether that's in his routines and habits and some of the off-the-court stuff that goes into taking care of your body and mind and everything else for a long NBA season. And then, there's also probably a stretch of almost kind of hardening that you have to get used to get through this long season. And I would guess there's a combination of that, and it's good to see him back to playing some really, really high-level basketball for us, regardless of what year he is in the league.
Coach, going back to Victor quickly, do you know if he'll undergo any kind of testing tomorrow?
I have no other answer than what I haven't even talked to anybody, so I'm sure we will do our due diligence to make sure he's okay, but I have no idea.
Coach, what do you see from this?
Obviously, the health of Victor Wembanyama paramount moving forward. Nate Ryan, Lone Star legend, TJ Ford. TJ, 2.5 back of Oklahoma City right now in the Western Conference playoff race. But From your days as a player, right? Obviously, you're focused on anything and everything in-house, but were guys in the locker room ever looking around other places in the standings, wondering who could we be matching up with in the first round?
Yeah, I think that's natural. And I think that's the human reaction of being able to kind of get an idea who you're going to face. And you're an NBA basketball player. This league is great, so I know these guys got friends and got teammates, past teammates on other teams that they're going to study and watch. And you're still just going to focus on what you have to do to finish the season and finish successful. And I think the Spurs is only focused on the Spurs at this moment. And I think they're worried about the matchups later because I don't think it's anybody that they are scared of. So I don't think it really matters to this group of guys, especially the way that they've been playing and being very up and coming and letting guys know that we are here.
Depending on how the chips fall, the Portland Trailblazers could be a potential matchup in the first round. Portland right now